take yourself back just a few short years ago. The year is 2019. The Bakugan reboot is in full swing. The TCG looks promising. The new toys and new gameplay are actually fun and engaging. That, and you got Baku-tubers, new Baku-tubers mind you, popping up left, right, and center, including yours truly. What is up guys, my name is Sparky Midori, otherwise known as Prince of Darkus, and if you're watching this video, well that means one of two things. Either one, you watched the last video where I mentioned that I have over 300 Bakugan in my collection, and you're here to see some of them, or, and this is the most likely one, you have never heard of me in your life before, first time you're seeing my face, and well, here I am. I'm apparently a Baku-tuber that nobody knew existed, and I'm here in front of your face. You see, when I was younger, I was 1000% a Pyrus lad. I wasn't even interested in Darkus, I was pure Pyrus. The majority of my collection was Pyrus, and the Subterra that no one else wanted that they just gave to me. Anyway, when I came back into the Bakugan reboot thing, you know, back in 2019, the first Darkus Bakugan I got was my core Hydrus over here in the Garganoid starter pack way back when. But the first Bakugan I got for the reboot was, sorry I had to grab it, the first Bakugan I got from the reboot was a core Pyrus Dragonoid. Now unfortunately I didn't know diamonds were a thing, so I didn't even go looking for a Pyrus Diamond Dragonoid, so this is the first one I got. Because there's Dragonoid's name on it, Dragonoid was the main Bakugan of the show, Pyrus, I was a Pyrus boy, you get the idea, the puzzle seemed to fit. And I only just wanted to get one. It was supposed to just be one, and stop. That was it. And now I have over 300 of these things. But I don't regret it one bit. I started as one, turned to 300, and in this video we're going to go over every single one of my Pyrus Bakugan specifically from the reboot. Unfortunately, I am doing this in 8 parts, one for each faction of Bakugan from the reboot, and another one for the legacy stuff, and another one for my special Bakugan. You know, the rare stuff and the stuff still sealed, things like diamonds and things like whatever else I seem to remember that I have. So sit down, relax, and enjoy my little showcase that I got planned up for you guys here. But just let me know in the comments down below from my collection that you're going to see which Bakugan in my collection here is your favorite out of the bunch. I'm very curious to see. I don't know why I'm going on. There's supposed to be a collection going on screen. Future me, take over please. Okay, but you realize to do that I'm going to have to move this thing to another position, right, so they can see overhead stuff. And he's walking away, he's leaving this to me. Okay, so let's just take this whole thing and 33 Pyrus Bakugan is what I have to show you guys today. But fret not, this is just the tip of the iceberg. But there is literally a whole bunch more that I have both in sealed boxes in my legacy collection and in my little special video which you're going to have later down the line where I showcase all my diamonds, rare ones, sealed ones, all sorts of stuff. You'll get to see that soon. So don't worry, there is more to come. But again, without further delay in this, let's go over the Bakugan in the collection. And this is going to go upscaling in B power. So number 1 is my weakest Pyrus Bakugan in terms of B power. We have the core Pyrus Trox from Armored Alliance. This Bakugan has a pathetically weak 100B but 10 damage. Obviously easy Mac Mock bait. And its evolution also easy Mac Mock bait. Next up we got my core Pyrus Dragonoid, the first Bakugan I ever got from the reboot, the one that started it all, this channel, my entire collection that I have up to this date from the reboot. Still looks good as ever. I don't regret getting this thing one bit, although I do regret not getting a diamond one, because I didn't know diamonds existed at the time. The Bakugan only has a whopping 200B, 5 damage. Look, back in the early days, this thing was a force to be reckoned with because of his good versatility, but I don't think he really stands up nowadays, but I could be wrong. I do have some ideas for decks with older Bakugan that never get used, but that's coming in a later video. Okay, now we're on to the Bakugan of 300B, and let's see, we got, count them, 1, a 2, and a numero 3. I said, excuse me, numero 3. Come on, third time's a charm maybe, please. There we go. I have 3 of this thing. 3 Pyrus Core Fangzor. Now, it does only have 400B, 1 damage, plus 1 fist, and double strike on a green fist. I don't have much to say other than I might want to make an illegal deck out of this using just 3 Fangzor. I know you can't use 3 of the same Bakugan, or just 2 of the same Bakugan for that matter, in the new Reboot TCG, but I want to do one just for gits and shiggles. Next, we have arguably one of, if not the ugliest Bakugan to ever come out of the reboot. Excuse me, that was a horrible rollback. And that is Pyrus Ultra. Well, just Pyrus Ultra in general is probably the ugliest Bakugan to come out of the reboot because, let's face it, this thing looks nothing, I mean nothing, like a lion. I'm not even going to dwell on this thing for too long, just because I really don't like it. Next up, I got basically 2 of the same Bakugan, except one is from Battle Planet, that being Pegatrix, Core Pegatrix from Battle Planet, and the other one being Core Pegatrix that came off the core, Core Pegatrix from Armored Alliance. I say they're practically the same, just one's got a different fist and slightly different punchies. The one from Battle Planet, this one, Magic Shield Green Fist, 304. Armored Alliance, we got 401 punchy, double strike, and a Fire Fist. How did you get in the pile? You're a 400B Bakugan. That's an oopsie boopsie, I'm sorry guys. Yeah, Pegatrix has always just had a really cool design, even back in the early Battle Planet days. This is probably one of the better looking Bakugan to come out of Battle Planet. Okay, next we got one of the Bakugan that I got from the Mystery Hexagon tin that I'm so happy I got. Cycloid, Pyrus Cycloid. Pyrus Cycloid is a 307 damage, double orange shield. Big damage, decent cores, really, really cool mold. Well, I say cool, he's hunchback, but he's also hunchback in the card, so it works for him. Really cool. Okay, next you have a Bakugan that was actually at one point my favorite in terms of design, like toy design. I don't know why, it's just how it folds and how it looks. To me it looked like it should have been an Ultra Bakugan, but was designed as a core, and I called this, back when I opened it, the like pseudo Ultra Bakugan, because like this weird in between with how it looks and how it closes. It closes simple, and it turns into Fangzor from early days. But yeah, this was Phaedrus, excuse me, I didn't even say its name. Pyrus Phaedrus that came with the arena, 305 damage, double Fire Fist. Okay, now we're getting into some Bakugan that started to ramp up in B drastically and or had a bit of a reputation. First off, we have the Dragonoid Ultra from Battle Planet, the one that notoriously likes to yeet his cores in a random direction. If I can get him to land on the core. Excuse me, I haven't rolled this guy in forever. There we go. Oh wait, it actually held onto the core this time. Yeah, this guy was notorious for just yeeting his cores away. It was mainly, I think, just because like the wings and the head at the same time would come up drastically and knock it off. I can't remember the reason, but yeah. This thing, excuse me, I didn't even show its stats. At the time of release, it was actually really damn good. 505 damage. With a Fire Fist and a Magic Shield, this thing could go either way, either high B or high damage. It was very nice. Okay, next up we got a Bakugan that I've actually gotten pretty good at spin rolling. It is the Core Pyrus Chalks from Battle Planet. This thing has a whole 1 punchy. On Victor, get 1 Imaginary Energy, 500B, Orange and Helix. Nothing too insane to write home about, but look, I just had fun spin rolling this thing and constantly landing. I can do that with other Core Chalkses, but I don't know, just this one for some reason, I always manage to stick the landing, no problem. Up next, we got a Bakugan that my girlfriend is actually deathly afraid of. That is Mantanoid. Any Mantanoid, Ultra or Core, she sees the praying mantis, and she freaks out. It's super cute, but I understand why. Praying mantises are freaky little buggers. This one comes with a whole 500B, 2 damage. Why is the camera not focusing? There we go. Again, another Orange Shield Helix. Nothing too crazy, just a really cool toy. Okay, next up I have a Bakugan that I'm not technically even supposed to have. It is the Pyrus Hellcore Ultra from Armor Alliance. The reason I'm not supposed to have this one is basically, long story short, I ordered online the Diamond Pegatrix Ultra 3-pack, right? They sent me the Hellcore Ultra 3-pack, and when I was angry and I wanted either my money back or the product I ordered, they said they couldn't give me the product I ordered right away, but they could get me one like in 3 months. But I knew for a fact they weren't going to, because how Bakugan is made in waves and distributes in waves, they physically did not have stock, and they were never going to get stock again. And lo and behold, that place never ever got restocked to Bakugan ever since. Like, I promise you, I went onto their store page every single day to see that thing come up again. It never came up, so they never ever got restocked. So I begrudgingly kept the Hellcore Ultra and its Bakugan it came with, and just called my. I just took my losses and left. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't even show its stats. 505 double green fist. Really not the best. Alright, next we got a Bakugan that my girlfriend is actually going to be using in her deck profile, which I'll be posting eventually one day soon. The Pyrus Ultra from Armored Alliance. This thing isn't too crazy, but still alright, I think, for early days of Armored Alliance. Green Shield Helix 503, Pyrus Bakugan with an evo that has a gear effect, which is what Armored Alliance is all about. I think was pretty neat. Hold up! Stop! Wait, before the video goes on, you are at the halfway point. And at this point, I want to just remind you all that what I just said is a future video idea. The whole deck profile with my girlfriend and using Hydrus and letting her play the game, you get the idea. If you guys want to see that video, as well as other things with things like a playthrough of this game in one massive video, well, I mean, you're gonna get this game as well, I'm not lying, but this wasn't the game that I want to show you. The game that I'm trying to show you is, okay, I don't actually have a cover for this thing because I got it on digital, so there. Power World. I'm going to be doing Power World as well. Yes, I'm a die-hard Pokemon fan, but I'm not going to lie, Power World looks like fun. Yes, I just threw the cover away. I shouldn't do that. That game was expensive. But yeah, if you guys want to see those videos when they come out, the whole my girlfriend trying Bakugan for the first time, Skylanders, Power World, Pokemon, and anything else, including new collection updates with the other factions I mentioned earlier in this video, well then please hit subscribe, because my goal is to reach 500 subscribers before, I'm leaving that stutter in. My goal is to reach 500 subs before the end of July this year, and I need your help to do that. So please consider subscribing, and enjoy the rest of the video. Okay, next sadly is one of these horrible red colored ones from Evolutions. And I got this one while I was in Australia visiting family. It was one of the Bakugan in a pack that I wish I didn't actually get. And I wish I kept my money. But Pyrus Feral from Legends, yes. No, Evolutions. 500B, 7 damage, Fire Fist Helix. It can be Mach bait, I suppose, but not much else. Next up, we have my favorite Bakugan in the entire reboot, but specifically the Pyrus faction, Fenneca Ultra. Now, I love Fennec Foxes. They are my favorite animal of all time. I've said this before, Bakugan. Ever since I heard that there was a Fennec Fox Bakugan, I had to get it. I shouted in joy, and I was super giddy. Now, Pyrus Fenneca Ultra is not my favorite Fenneca. My favorite Fenneca is a tie between Darkus, Ventus, and Chaos. But probably just Darkus, because I'm a Darkus boy. But Fenneca in any faction, I will take it. I sadly, in my collection, only have a few. I don't have all of them, so I'm sorry, but yeah, I love Fenneca to bits. Okay, so remember I said earlier Bakugan from like now onward are going to start getting insane B power? I wasn't kidding. If this Bakugan could just stand, I would love to show you. There we go. We got Pyrus Villock. Now this Bakugan only has 600 B base, 2 damage, Fire Fist, Green Fist, nothing crazy. But if you land on a Fire Fist, you get 600. That's 1200 plus the extra 250. That is an additional of 1650. Sorry, my math, my brain died. That is 14, 50, and 5 damage. You could, get rid of that and go complete damage route, and you still have 1200, and you have high damage with some of the other damage boosting red fists, and you could go either way then, B-Power or Makmok bait. But yeah, now it starts to get interesting. Okay, now we got another vanilla-ish Bakugan from Armored Alliance. It is the Pyrus Cornelius, Double Fire Fist, 601, nothing too crazy to write home about. I just really loved the Pyrus mold Cornelius from this particular line. I don't know why. It tickles me the right way. Alright, next up we got a Bakugan that's going to scare the living crud out of my girlfriend. We got the Pyrus Mantinoid Ultra. Look away if you're squeamish of bugs. This Bakugan, I'm sorry, I still love any form of Mantinoid, specifically the Ultra ones more just because it looks scarily accurate to a praying mantis. But sadly my Ventus one did break. Still have it, I can use it, but it doesn't work as good. This one isn't nothing too crazy. 2 damage, 600B double green fist. Not crazy. Next, we got a Pyrus Core Serpentines. Now, I don't 100% remember this Bakugan's Evo card, but if I recall correctly, it was actually pretty damn good. 600B, 1 damage, Fire Fist, and Green Fist isn't crazy of a Bakugan to use, but if I recall correctly... Trucks, go away. If I recall correctly, the Evo for this Bakugan actually made it really good. Like, surprisingly good. If I'm mistaken, will future enemy show everyone how much of an idiot I am editing somehow. I don't know how. Alright, next we have a fan favorite Bakugan, that being, he launched himself, the Hydronoid Ultra. We finally get Hydronoid back in Bakugan the reboot, and the only one I have is the one I bought from Haru Ren. If you don't know who he is, what are you doing with your life? Go subscribe to that man, he's amazing. 600B, 1 damage, Fury if you have no other cards in hand, plus 9 damage. That is actually good if you have no other cards in hand. So that's a very mid or late game Bakugan to play, I suppose. But yeah, I got this one from Haru Ren because I didn't have access to Hydronoid in my country at all. And Haru was selling some of his Bakugan, so I immediately picked up any Hydronoid I could. I would have loved to get a Darkus one, but beggars can't be choosers. Okay, not that many more Bakugan left. So first up, we got the Bakugan that I got that came with a clip. The only clip I have, the Pyrus Falcron Core. It is a double helix, 700B, 1 damage Bakugan. Nothing crazy from Geogon Rising, but I still love the shape. Like, I wish I had other Falcron, just so I can have like a full deck of this thing. I don't know why I want one, but yeah. Okay, next we have actually another Bakugan that I bought from Haru Ren, because again, this Bakugan wasn't in my country at all. We have Batrix, specifically the Pyrus Batrix, of course, because it's Pyrus Collection. Why do I keep saying that? 2 damage, 700B, Helix, and Orange Shield. This is an ugly looking little face it has here, but I don't care because I like Batrix. I really, I don't know why, I love the character art for Batrix. I can't explain. Okay, the next Bakugan is kind of cheating because it's technically 2 factions. We have the Bakugan Legends, Treacherous X Dragonoid, the one that we all thought was Leonidas before we got its actual name. The Dragonoid X Treacherous, Pyrus one from Legends. It is a double Fire Fist, 1 damage, 700B on a red fist fuse. It fuses into the 1000B, 4 damage reroll monster. Maybe it's not that good, but look, I just want another one because it looks awesome. Okay, next up, this Bakugan's actually a really sad case. It is my Crystallian Core. This Bakugan is actually broken. Like, I kid you not, if the camera could focus, that'd be great. If I just touch the back part here, it shoots open. I don't know what happened. I was just getting ready for the video, like, the other night. Like, sorting all my Bakugan out to get them into groups to post in the video. And I noticed he just wasn't closing right, and I just like touched it. There you can see it's half opening. I was just like touching it, and I saw it just shot open, and I can't fix it. I don't know how, and it's sad because I used to spindle this guy all the time, and I can't do that. And on top of that, this is actually a Bakugan I used to get me rather far into a online tournament I was participating in against other people that had far more Bakugan than I do, and they had access to a lot heavier hitters than I do. We didn't allow proxies in the tournament that I was participating in, so I couldn't really substitute a lot of my stuff. So he was one of my biggest hitters, being an 800 3 damage Magic Shield Green Fist. I can't use him as much. Scared Tail's gonna fall off, but this one's one of my more liked ones just because of the memories. Okay, enough sad times. Let's go into a Bakugan that's absolutely badass because it's half shark, half man. We have Shark Tar Core from Geogon Rising. I'm pretty sure I bought this one from Haruven as well. 1 damage, 800B, Orange Shield, Green Fist. Nothing crazy, just big B. That's it. Okay, next we got a really cruddy looking color from Evolutions. This one is the Serpilius Ultra that has potential to double core, which is nice in my opinion. This Bakugan is a really good one actually. 800B, 4 damage, Magic Shield, Fire Fist. I think that's alright, I just wish the colors were different. I really, really do. Okay, next I got a Bakugan that I can never get to do its Ultra Flip correctly, like that. It is the Pegatrix Ultra Pyrus from Armored Alliance. 1 damage, 800, Green Fist, Orange Shield, nothing crazy, really not. Okay, there's just a few more Bakugan left, because we got 700 and 800 done, now we're into 900s. So first up we have again another Evolutions Bakugan, the horrible looking Drox from Evolutions. This one is actually really good, 900B, 3 damage, Orange Shield, Magic Shield, decent B, decent cores. I kind of dig it, I just wish it was a different color and maybe better mold, because let's face it, the mold looks Alright, next we got one of the better molds to come out of the early days. We got the Dragonoid Ultra from Armored Alliance. Now of course, I couldn't get this guy without the gear. This guy had to have come with the gear and his 2 little shoulder mounted gun things they should put in the wings. You know, this little hole here. Sorry, when I got this thing, it was like one of the best things I could have had in my collection. 900B, 2 damage, Orange Shield, Fire Fist. This thing wrecked house when I had it back in the early days of the reboot. Okay, now, the last 2 Bakugan I have to show you here are kind of cheating, because the first one I have to show you isn't even really a Bakugan. It's a Geogon, another one that I got from Haruren. It is Sutorin, 2 energy, 400 on a Orange Fist, Double Strike on Magic Shield, 1100B, 4 damage. Now, I bought this one from Haru because, again, I had very little access to Geogon when they were released in my country, and he just had it, he was getting rid of it, and it was a pretty good Bakugan. I could have evolved Geogon that I was going to be using in the tournament I was participating in at that time. So, thank you, Haru. Okay, so the next and last one I have to show you guys, sadly, isn't even something that great. It's actually one of the horrible Bakugan from G3. And it went off camera. Excuse me, last one I have to show you guys is one of the horrible Bakugan from G3. I'm surprised that worked. What? That was an accident. It is the, I'm gonna call it Pyrus, but they don't have faction names, just colors. The special attack Ventry that once I put the character card in this horrible mount thing, it busted up the card. I don't know why I thought it would be a good idea to put it in there, but whatever. The special attack Ventry, I'm calling it the Pyrus one just because I want to. And let's face it, I don't have a lot of reboot stuff. I don't even want to do a reboot collection update because I'm not going to buy a lot of reboot stuff. But yeah, it's here. And it landed correctly somehow on the core. So, there you go. There was my entire Pyrus collection from the reboot and, you know, a little bit from Gen 3. But fear not, there's actually a bit more Pyrus Bakugan in my collection which you didn't see in that video, which I'm going to cover at a later point in time, so don't forget to subscribe to see when that video does come out. Until then, Drago and I are going to be just working on getting this video out as soon as possible. I'm still keeping to my commitments of 1 video a week, and I'm doing my best to do so. So, thank you all so much for watching this video. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.